sure that your screen is split so that you could see the aligned quiz here and the actual classwork here. So today, we're gonna go over angles again, but now we're including substitution, and you'll see what I mean later on in question number 1. So first, what I want you to do is on your notebook actually draw out, or on your paper, the angle. So you draw a straight line, and then here there's like a line intersecting it, and it tells you that angle A is 5x and angle B is 4x. So now it doesn't even give you any numbers in terms of degrees or measurements. It's just giving you 5x and 4x, and the goal is to find out what is the measure of both angle A and angle B. So if you look up, I have the CFS. You have the CFS on the side. Make sure it's like in a lot more detail. Make sure to use it, especially during independent practice, because it's going to help you with the steps that you need to take. Now we're going to go ahead and get started. So question 1A says, what is the angle relationship between angle A and angle B? Now what that means is it supplementary? Is it vertical? Is it complementary? And I know that if I have two angles on a line, on a straight line like this, and they're right next to each other, and they look like they're forming a half circle, that means that they are supplementary. So we're going to go ahead, say that these are supplementary. And on your quiz, you're going to go ahead and just click here. We know that these are supplementary. Okay, 1B. So it says here, knowing the angle relationship, we have to find the measure of angle A and angle B. And the first thing is it asks you for the equation, and that's actually what we're going to type in next. Okay, so if I want to find the equation to find the actual measure of 5x and 4x, I have to figure out, well, what is x first before I actually find the measure of both angles. Okay, so really listen and pay attention to the equation part, because I know that yesterday's lesson, a lot of you got this incorrect. So here's what I know, okay? We know that we're looking at angles A and B. We know that they're supplementary according to the CFS, and then using that, that's how we're going to write the equation. So I know that supplementary angles sum up to 180 degrees. And I'm going to use this information to find my equation. So with my equation, we know that angle A plus angle B, because they're supplementary, if I add them together, I have to get 180 degrees. Cool. So now substitution comes into play. We know that angle A is 5x plus, we know that angle B is 4x. So instead of angle A, I'm writing 5x. Angle B, I'm writing 4x equals 180 degrees. And now we're going to figure out what x equals so that I know what 5 times x is and what 4 times x is. So the first thing is we're going to combine like terms. And I get 9x equals 180 degrees. Now I want to know, well, what times 9 gives me 180? So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 9 on both sides, because we want to know what 1x is. And what I get is 1x equals 18 divided by 9 is 2. So 180 divided by 9 is 20. Okay, so if x is 20, that means now I could solve 1c. I could actually find out what angle A is and angle B is. So before we actually move on to 1c, what I want you to do is for 1b, we're going to type in the equation. And the equation I want you to type in was 9x equals, oh my gosh, whoops, equals 180. That's the equation that we used, because when we combine like terms, we got 9x equals 180, and then we solved for x. So part C says use substitution to find the measurement of both angles. All right, so here's the last part. We know that angle A equals 5x. Now, I know that x is 20. So instead of 5x, I'm going to put 5. And because the relationship between these two is multiplication, I'm going to do 5 times 20. And 5 times 20 is 100. Now angle B is 4x. I know now that x is 20. And that's going to equal 80 because 4 times 20 is 80. So I'm going to go ahead and in my diagram, I'm going to do 100 degrees because now angle A is 100 and angle B is 80. Now this makes sense because supplementary angles sum up to 180 degrees. So angle A is 100, angle B is 80. Together they make 180, so my answer actually makes sense. So what I want you to do right now is you're going to go ahead and just click 100 because angle A was 100 and 80 because angle B was 80.